Renee Noor, model, creative director, founder of Global Women Wealth Warriors, Wellness Hub, and GW3 Magazine. I dedicated my life and devoted my career into helping women and girls to achieving their goals. I've been passionate about empowering women and enriching men. This opportunity in working with the Global Women Wealth Warriors have afforded me the pleasure of traveling outside of the country to be a support unit, most importantly, to help impact and change lives. Our ultimate purpose is to help others to become whole from finance, spiritual, mental, as well as physical. We know there are challenges and obstacles to get you to the next level. However, it's time for you to level up, boss up, and welcome to Power to Soar. Welcome, 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 family. Let's turn a little bit something down there. I'm Renee Noor. I'm so proud to be the Global Women Wealth Warriors founder, but most importantly, guys, I'm excited because of the community that we serve. Today, we are looking forward to this week's topic. What the hell is going on? You know, last week we had the incredible Mr. Brandon to pour in so much information as well as knowledge for us. And we're looking forward to today as well. We're traveled all around the pond today, as well as we've traveled on the West Coast, and we have some beauties that's going to be joining us in this conversation. We can see that right now the world is getting ready to go into the holiday seasons. And we know usually during the whole Christmas time, a lot of people get a little bit lonely. Unfortunately, we know sometimes people wind up going into a space where they wind up eating more, or they lose their tenacity to live. So what we're going to do, not only are we going to talk about it, we want to see how we can find some remedies as well as some solutions to help those out there. So if you're right there in the clubhouse, make sure you share the space out. If you're on the Facebook or you're on YouTube, go ahead on and share the space out there as well. We are so excited and we're looking forward to sharing this Thursday with you. So without further ado, how about if I introduce some of these amazing ladies that's going to be here with me? Our first host, not only she's right there in Las Vegas, she is a family-oriented business boss. She knows how to bring out the best in so many others. She's so wrapped up around just showing love, but most importantly, she is an entrepreneur and she's a businesswoman. Without further ado, let's welcome Miss Janet Alvarado. Hi, Miss Janet. How are you doing, beauty?
Woo, woo, woo. I am doing great, Renee. Thank you so much. Wow, what an introduction. A boss. I am a boss. And you know, when you start talking to yourself like that, you start believing in it. So how are we talking to ourselves? That's a good tip for health. And right here, because our health is our wealth, right? I'm
Absolutely.
so excited for this topic, Renee. Thank you.
I'm so excited about it as well. You know, what we say, we have to realize ourselves is always listening to ourselves, you know, so we truly have to be careful with that. Well, how about this, Janet? Let's bring up our next guest. Not only she's one of our newest GW3 Global Society members, but she's also a woman that's very passionate about God, family, and also taking the initiative to change humanity. Our one and only Miss Rose. Hey, beautiful, how are you doing?
Hello. It's so good to be here. I'm so excited. Wow, my first ever live. What can I say?
I know, and Rose like, are we going live? I'm like, absolutely. And she's like, oh my goodness, look how fabulous. Now, I have to ask this question, Rose. Is that your signature where you always wear a rose?
So I made this, but I do accessorize. I do make a lot of things. So I do like shoes. Shoes are my thing. But yeah, hair and accessories and hair and stuff, and the older crystals and yeah.
That's good energy. You know, we have one of our other chairwomen, which is Miss Deborah Vick. She's also very talented and creative. And, you know, you have to have a certain heart to really put the time into, doing what you do as a creative side. So we want to welcome you here. And Miss our Mary Lolita Anderson, she always wears flowers. That's why I was wondering if that was like your signature, the rose, because of your name. But think about that, okay?
I wear pink.
I love pink. Are you kidding me?
Pink.
That's like, yes.
If I accessorize, it's got to be pink.
Yes. Well, pink is one of my favorite colors. Pink and Chanel pink and black. That's like my favorite color. So I love it. Yes. Yours too, right? I love it. Janet, what is your favorite color, Janet?
My favorite color is white. Of all colors, right? Because I could put white with anything. You could add white to anything and make it pop.
Yes, I love it. Well, we're having this conversation, guys. We're ladies from all across the world. We have totally different, ethnic groups, and also even probably just our lifestyles are totally different. So Rose, share with us, like, what is a typical day like in Rose's life, please?
No day is the same. So no, I don't have any day the same. The only thing that is the same is I will get up very early and I journal and I pray, meditate. But a day in the life of me. So I work at crisis centres and I work with children in care and children with disabilities. So that's a very challenging role. And there is no same day. But my family, my son, my doggy, just being at home. Then I've got my yoga swing in the garden. I love nature. When I am at home, I'm always out with the dog or at the beach. Even though right now I can't tell you how cold it is. It is so cold right now over here. But yeah, it's a typical day. There isn't a typical day.
Oh, you think it's cold there? It's really cold here. Janet, is it cold where you are as well?
I'm in Las Vegas, so it's not snowing and freezing cold, but it's beautiful out here. I love it.
Yes. And Rose, just want to say, something about a person that takes care of dogs automatically, you have to have a different type of heart as well as a caregiver. And I just love how you were just expressing yourself, like your typical day, but your typical day was like, wow, I don't even do half the things that you do, but I'll show you what my day is. And I'm so happy that you're here with us today. Janet, tell everybody, what is like a typical day for you, Miss Janet Alvarado?
Thank you so much, Renee. First of all, Rose, wow, she has a yoga swing. That's amazing. When we stretch our bodies, first thing in the morning, when you wake up and are grateful to even wake up. Ever since someone challenged me to say 3 grateful things I am every morning before I rise and every night before I lay my head down to sleep. Name 3 things you're grateful for and challenge yourself to name more than that. The more you are grateful for, the more things, life around you, the energy starts to change around you and you become a happier, healthier, wealthier person. So I believe in morning routines to empower self before the day, because just like Rose said, every day is not the same. And when you have jobs like that, it's challenging. So you got to empower yourself first. Thank you, Renee. This is Janet. Oh my goodness. I love it.
I love it also. Oh my goodness. You both have just given me so much more inspiration as well. It's important to truly have, like you said, Janet, routines, things that you can live by, because the consistency in regard to what we do, it definitely matters, how we show up on an average, on a daily basis. I love the fact that you talked about those I am affirmations. I even went a little bit farther, guys. Because we have Ms. Rose that's right there in London. Guess what I pulled up? My I am affirmations tees. Okay.
I have them all over my office.
Yes.
I want some.
Yes.
I want some.
Okay. So one is I am strong. Okay. Another one is I am worthy. All right. I am worthy. And then I am anew. I am anew. So those are 3 of those I am affirmation teas. And these are all natural. You know, Janet, as well as Rose, since we are on this healthy focus, I've really been pulling away from drinking coffee. And now I'm all into the teas. And I used to always love drinking tea, but I really was more passionate about the coffee. Now I'm pushing the coffee to the side and it's all about the teas now. And so with those I am affirmations, that just kind of like really keeps everything right in alignment. Like you said, Janet, how we wake up, how we rise, what are some consistent action steps that we're taking, so therefore we can be a constant reminder of our health and wellness. So yes, got the I am affirmation teas, and this is from one of our GW3 ambassadors, so too, Janet. So I make sure I share that information, and we'll share her contact information not only right here on the GW3 Lunch and Soar, but we also share it within our clubhouse. You know, guys, here we are getting ready for the new year. And as we're bringing this year to a closure, what are some of the things that you know a lot of us are going to be like struggling with? Because you know I'm already struggling with it a little bit, Janet. But what about our eating habits? What is happening with us with our eating habits? You know, that's the whole topic here. What the health is going on? So share with us, Rose. Do you have any challenges that you're working towards overcoming with your eating habits?
Yes. Yes, I'm only human, right? So I've given up the coffee in the last week, and I suffered. I really suffered because at work sometimes I pull 18-hour shifts, sometimes I have to go longer depending on what's going on, and coffee was my thing. But green tea does just the same thing, and chamomile I'm in love with, and Earl Grey I'm in love with. So I too am on this new tea mission. And I was talking yesterday, I think I mentioned that there's these new flower teas that you can put into a glass teapot and they explode into this beautiful flower, and I just love watching it. I just love it. And so it's enjoyment out of that. But I have to consider cutting down the sugar. There's a big fat carrot cake in front of me and I'm resisting. But I lost 66 pounds. So when I got pregnant, I was humongous. I went from a size 8 to a size, I don't know, your sizes are different over there, but I went from a very slim to very big. And yeah, I lost it. And I haven't been able to go to the gym for a while because I had a slipped disc and heart issues, but it's all resolving itself. And I am going to be back in my spa in the next week. And yeah, can't wait to get completely back in shape. But food, yeah, I mean, I like a treat, and I don't see anything wrong with that as long as I'm working it off. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking the sugar is one that we've been speaking a lot about in the last few days. And yeah, that's next on my list.
Absolutely. You know, thank you for sharing. I know, right, Janet? Go ahead. Pour into Miss Rose with 66.
I love the way you call me Miss Rose. Miss Rose.
Well, you know what they call me, Miss Renee. I'm like, I'm not a miss. So if they call me Miss Renee, I'm gonna call you Miss Rose sometimes as well. Okay.
Beautiful.
Well, congratulations. I know. Congratulations on losing 66 pounds. You know,
yes.
And also you look fabulous. You look so fabulous. And I gather also when we're going back to our, you know, finding our way back to where we're happy, it just always helps to increase the confidence with us as well. Wouldn't you agree, ladies?
That's right.
And getting up and getting dressed and owning that day, you know, that's really important. No matter how bad, you know, I've been in some bad, dark places, but just getting up and getting dressed and putting on the power suit and just doing your makeup or just feeling good about yourself. You have to make that step for your health, for your mental health. You have to just step into yourself and claim who you are.
You know, you talk about that carrot cake, though. That carrot cake, girl. That's one of my weaknesses. Well, I know we had something.
I love to bake. I don't touch chocolate, so that's okay. But I love to bake, and yeah, it's sitting right there. It's gonna stay sitting there. My son's friends are turning up in the morning. I'm like, who wants cake? Who wants cake? Get it out of the house.
What about you, Miss Janet?
Oh my God, Renee, you will never guess who is in the clubhouse.
Who's there?
Brandon!
No
Brandon is in
way!
the clubhouse.
We
Oh
gotta
my
get him
goodness.
on in here.
I'm so excited. You know, I sent him the link on Instagram. He has a StreamYard link on Instagram. So if he's able to go there and grab it, I would love for him to come on live.
That'd be great. That'll be great.
Oh my goodness, Rose. This is a great conversation. Rose, congratulations on losing the weight. And you know, when we do get pregnant, it happens because that's what happened to me as well. I went from a size 8 to a size 13, almost 16. I was 160 pounds, the biggest I've ever been. And so
I was so sick though. I couldn't understand it. And my baby was so tiny. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, have I even given birth?
I know, right? It happens.
These ladies do just pop back in. But yeah, pregnancy wasn't fun for me.
Do we want to go on Clubhouse and hear from our Brandon, Renee?
Well, I'm trying to see if we can get him on. But what I was going to say, I think we've all had to go through those moments, right? Being pregnant, that was something that was fabulous. And you're supposed to gain weight during that time, you know, and being able to get the weight off. That's something that also was very important. You know, Rose, I too had lost 75 pounds, but it wasn't because of my daughter, because it wasn't because I was pregnant, but it was because I just needed to lose some weight, right? I didn't realize that I could lose that much weight. I was able to support someone else in their journey. And with it, you know, they lost 120 pounds and then I lost 75 pounds. And that just totally changed my life. And because of it, I went into the whole fashion industry. I became an international model. And it was just like one of those ways that helped me to spread my wings. So, you know, that's something that's so important, guys. No matter, sometimes we have to go through some steps in our journey. And with those steps in our journey, don't look at it where it's like, sometimes you don't even understand why you're going through it. You know, when I looked at myself back then, I didn't think I could lose weight because everybody in my family had fullness, you know, they had their assets. And I thought I was supposed to have these assets as well. But once that journey started, it just opened up and allowed me to be the woman that I am today. So I'm so grateful for all of those different moments. So congratulations to you. And as you continue on, avoiding that cake and avoiding those sweets, because that's one of our weaknesses. You know, we got to talk about how sugar has truly sugar has truly impacted all of our lives, and it has had a negative impact as well. You know, diabetes, when you think about heart disease, even when you think about cancer, all of it stems right from sugar. And, you know, think of it this way, everything is like it's made with sugar. Everything is. My mom used to always cook with like a 2 tablespoons of sugar or 3 tablespoons of sugar. So we got addicted at an early age. And so now it's probably harder for us to wean off of some of those habits. So I won't say they were bad habits, but I think we'll say we just want to replace some of the things that we didn't know. Now that we know better, like how Malika Starr says, we can do better. And with being able to do better, they give us the decisions to have options. And I love having options, ladies.
I love it too, Renee. And, you know, speaking of sugar, it's always so important to find the ways to acknowledge that you have a sugar craving and how to stop it, slow it down, because we know sugar causes a lot of diseases. And that's why our country's so sick, right? Because of all the sugars in all the foods that we're consuming. So find the solution. And there's a solution to every problem. So connect with the community, because we have a Crave spray. It's linguistic. You spray it under your tongue and it helps the craving of sugar and amongst other foods. So try it. If it doesn't work for you, keep trying something new. That's right, Renee.
Yeah.
Needing some.
Yeah, this little device here, this is a Crave. And you know what's so great about it? It has truly helped me just within a short period of time. Like, you shake it up before you use it, and then you spray 8 times. Right
Spray
underneath
some this way, Renee.
I'll spray some that way. You can have a spray. You can have a spray. You can have a spray. And then it tastes really good as well, guys. And what happens? It gets right through that bloodstreams. And what has happened? A lot of people have been able to lose weight. It's a weight oppressant. It's helping to suppress us also having those cravings for sugars. And what I like about it too, it also provides us with. It tastes so great. I'm just telling you guys right now, it really does. I'll just share with you some of the things that's in it as well. It helps to avoid those food cravings because, in the middle of the night, after you eat a really good meal, then what? You wind up having that sugar craving. Am I the only person that used to have those sugar cravings? Well, this helps you with your appetite control. And that's something that's really important also. I was trying to see if we can get Mr. Brandon in here as well. I would love to hear his voice. He's going to talk to us about some of the things if he's, because guys, he's like literally how many hours ahead of us, Brandon? Are you there, my friend? Let's see. Because he's like literally asleep at this point in time, guys. But anyway, let's see. He's going to try to come on to the StreamYard with us. But we were talking about Crave, right? And with Crave, it also has, 1.9 billion people really have a problem with sugar addiction. 1.9 billion people. That's a lot of people in the world. I have been, I've been that girl that always go towards the sugar things versus the vinegar or some of the bitter items. I don't know about you, Janet. What are you more, sugar or vinegar?
Sugar, of course. And I think it's not that carrot cake. At least it has carrots.
Yes. And I already know what Rose is. Definitely sugar. Thing. What kind of both ways.
It's the thing with sugar was tea for me. It's sweet tea. It's a very British thing, sweet tea. But in terms of sugar, really. But yeah, processed food's bad for it, isn't it? But also, we don't realize how much sugar's in like fruit too. I know it's natural sugars, but still, it's still sugar. Yeah, salt's a bad one for me, actually. Salt's a bad one.
Yes, salt is really bad as well, right? Salt has sodium.
I literally crave salt.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So when you were pregnant, did you crave salt as well when you were pregnant?
When I was I ate Marmite like it was going out of fashion. Do you have Marmite? I don't know what you call it. It's you love it or you hate it. It's like the yeast extract. It's brown. It's like Bovril. Do you have it?
What is it like?
Bovril? My goodness. Well, over here, there's an advert and it's either you love it or you hate it. It's a very unique taste. And I was, but it's got added vitamins and stuff in it, but that's very salty. And I had it on cornflakes and I ate it from the jar, and you literally only need a tiny, it's so strong. But people over here, I can't believe you don't know what Marmite is. That's yeah, that was my thing. I was so sick though, so sick.
Is it sort of like I said, is it something like a sugar or something?
No, it's a spread that you can put on toast, or you can put on crackers. But it's very savoury, and it's yeast, and it's yeah, I can't explain it. But it literally is. You love it or you hate it because it's that kind of taste.
Oh wow, never heard of it, but I'm sure when we come over to London, you'll show us exactly what.
Oh, you can try some. We even have Marmite cheese.
Oh wow, wow. Well, one of the greatest gifts that we have now, being empowered to keep our energy up, exercising, and just really following better regimens to really keep us in alignment to health. What you said?
Fluid, water, lots of water. It also helps with drink at least 2 liters of water.
Look at there, drinking water. All right, there we
go. Girl, that's the way.
We love it, love it, love it. How often do you drink water?
I have a very special bowl. I don't know
Okay.
where it is, but I have so I have bladder issues since my hysterectomy, so it's always really important now that I keep my fluids up anyway. But it's become a habit, and it's got a bottle that starts at 7 a.m. and it keeps going. You're getting there until you finish it, and you've got a little light that will flash to tell you when to keep drinking. So yeah, drinking water.
So we talked about, the sugars. We spoke about also drinking more water. While we're doing this 75 hard, you have to drink a gallon of water. And what we don't realize, that's what we are anyways, especially ladies, 80% of our bodies, almost 85% of our bodies is made up of water. And it's always interesting when I hear people like, I don't like water. I don't like the way water tastes. That's because we've had those habits again of just really being so used to more sugary products, or even just products that's probably just not as healthy for us. So I'm so excited every time we get the opportunity of drinking more water. And I'm also grateful that my daughter, she's 23 years of age. She had the water down to a T, Rose. She drank so much water, and she's leaned out her body because she started removing all of the things that wasn't healthy for her. She started taking certain things out of her diet, and I just love how she's evolved. She literally went from like a size 8, and now she's at a size 4. And I'm like, oh my goodness, just loving it. And it's just little steps at a time, and, most people have to understand it doesn't have to be a full, a sprint. When you're working on your health, you truly want to take the time, as they say, do it like a marathon. Take the time to pour into you, because when we do a lot of the, I won't say the worst. Well, I would say the word that, okay, I'm going to say the word, and then we don't use the word in our diets, right? The diet word. Everyone likes to go on diets. Instead of focusing on a diet, it's important to have a healthier lifestyle. And when you focus on a healthier lifestyle, you could do more things in moderation and just staying really active and avoiding things that, as you said, not with you, someone mentioned you were going to their blood types. Many of us may not even know the blood types of certain foods that we may have allergic reaction to certain things. And also in our wiser seasons, sometimes we go through different changes with our bodies where we're not able to eat certain things that we used to eat when we were younger, or we probably just really didn't pay attention to it when we were younger. Like when you see people with acne, chances are it's stemming from something that they cannot digest. And so it's a way that it releases, and it starts messing up their faces, or you get hives. I don't know about you all, but certain nuts, like there's one, I think it's like the Brazilian nut that's really this high in oil. I have an allergic reaction to it. I can feel my mouth getting like really tight around my mouth area. And even Janae, certain nuts, she can't even eat at all. Are you guys allergic to anything?
Not food wise, no.
I
think I'm sorry.
I do get an itch in back of my throat when I eat watermelon.
So if you get an itch in the back of your throat when you're eating watermelon,
is that allergic?
That's allergy.
Really?
Remember the movie?
I love watermelon.
Will Smith
Lovely.
Something Hitch, and next thing you know, he was making those noises. That's it.
And his eye blew up, and his face got swollen.
Watermelon, right? Well, it's so funny. Not my daughter, but my sister, she has an allergic reaction. She can't do the shellfish. And so I'm at home one day preparing, lunch and everything. Back at home in New Orleans, it was like, visiting the family. Did the mac and cheese alongside the potato salad. So I fried I literally just finished frying the shrimp. She started coming down and she's like, who's cooking shellfish? What's going on in here? I'm like, what are you talking about? How do you know? Her face started swelling up. And then I dipped the fish in the same oil that I did the shrimp in. She's like, what are you trying to do? You trying to kill me? I'm like, no, I just totally forgot. When you're from New Orleans, the last thing you could think of is someone allergic to seafood, right? But yeah, so she's allergic to shellfish.
Yeah, it's so important to, especially when you have people over your house, to make sure if they have any allergies and take them out.
Because people can be allergic to additives as well. I was at an event and my coach wrote a little note down and she said there's GM something, this additive in the cheese or on my plate, and she passed straight out on me. And it was an allergy to just an additive that had been put in the cheese.
Uh-huh. You said in the cheese?
In cheese, yeah.
Yeah, well, cheese is made with dairy. And so maybe they have the allergic reaction in there. You know what, guys? I think this is a great time, Janet. Let's see if Mr. Brandon has an opportunity of being able to pour into us. He's an expert in this space. He's known as one of our healing coaches. And I love the fact that he knows he has a really great relationship, not only with food, but he has a great relationship even with his inner core. And I love what he does because he helps to empower, especially ladies who have those disadvantages when it comes down to food. Whether you're dealing with diabetes or whether you're dealing with sort of like your heart, he's a healer, guys. He's one of those soul healers, and I just absolutely love his energy. Brandon, are you there with us right there from the Philippines?
Oh, how's it going? So, it's just divine destiny for me to be on this call because I woke up randomly at like 1:30, 1:45 in the morning, and then I saw Renee invited me to this room, and I was like, oh, okay, that means somebody needs some healing. That's the bat signal. You are doing amazing. I got a couple minutes because I got to go back to sleep. But I just want to let y'all know a lot of your diet has to do with the diet of your mind. It's the conversation you're having with yourself. It's the fact that if you think you lack self-control, you're going to find yourself losing control in your diet. And a lot of it also is the disconnect of self. When you do overeat, do you tear yourself down because of it? I've been meeting just in my walks of life of being a coach for many years, I've actually pivoted out of coaching and I've gone more into like inner healing, growth, and soul work. But I have learned that even in my own life, like the times that I would go and eat a whole box of pizza, it was the same time that I was battling, let's say, with pornography. And it was about lacking self-control, feeling that I couldn't control myself, that everything outside of me was stronger than me. But when I started sitting down and understanding that I am a powerful being, I am intelligent, I am wise, I make the right decisions, a lot of the pivots and the things that I was so drawn to don't have that same effect on me. Now, when it comes to donuts, that's different. I was going to say I'm allergic to donuts because if I have one, I lose my mind and I end up eating a little bit more. But even with that, I'll say, okay, if I'm going to have my donut rage right there, I'm only going to have to use my house once a month. It's about setting the boundaries and setting the standards, and it's about having that self-control. And it's about really loving and honoring yourself in the process. Don't go so caught up with the diet fad, as Renee was saying. Figure out what your body is asking for. By the way, Renee, I found out that my building had alkaline water. So yesterday I was like, oh, let me go see what Renee's been talking about. And I was looking up online the benefits of it and whatnot. I'm still learning a little bit, but I was like, okay, we have this option. Let's go with it. But I do know that an alkaline diet has helped the body with a lot of keeping infection out and just even anti-carcinogens. One thing I've been incorporating in my meals as well, out here in the Philippines, we have shiitake mushrooms. And I worked in a supplement company for 9 years. I knew that shiitake was one of their things that they were pushing a lot because it's an anti-carcinogen as well. And it's just knowing the little elements in the body. And one thing, y'all, that I've been really tapping into is that nature holds its own secrets. And this is how I've pivoted out of just being so focused on the micrograms and the this and the that, but just tapping into nature. So in the book of Genesis, it says that God made the trees and everything you needed was on those trees. I still believe that everything we need is in the trees, it's in the ground. I do believe we still need meat because there's parts of our body that there's tissues and there's things that we do need because you are what you eat. So if you want to strengthen your tissues, you want to strengthen your gut lining, certain things you do need the meat. But there's tons of secrets within nature. And the more I've been learning about that, the best digestive health is ginger. The best inflammation is turmeric. The best cognitive function is mint. You see, using the things of nature to tap into the secrets. I am extremely against medication. I think you should not be dependent on something that recently was introduced to man. These herbs have been around for ages, and our ancestors have used them for ages. And hey, we made it this far. I mean, your ancestors had to have existed if you exist. So it's like we have this new fear that we have to be so dependent on man to set out our health. And the health is up with that, because honestly, we have to take back the initiative. Your doctor doesn't live with you day to day, doesn't understand your mindset fully. Yes, they have their specialties, but realize this, that when they studied medicine, natural herbs and holistic approaches was not included, because Carnegie and Rockefeller, when they were in charge of the U.S. due to their wealth, they came and shut down every holistic school that existed if they didn't choose to do things through the allopathic system, which is the system we have today. So it's not to say that holistic approaches were wrong, it's that they didn't pass the credibility according to the new allopathy. And a lot of allopathy is a sense of control. For the biggest example of that is a C-section versus a natural birth. A C-section is a way to control the day of a birth. It's to let everybody know what time they need to be there, as opposed to letting the baby be born natural. So when you pay attention to these things, surgeries, instead of doing surgeries, you start doing holistic approaches to figure out what's going on with the organ. In allopathy, they're all about, like, let's take the organ out. So a lot of people get their gallbladder removed and they don't realize that your gallbladder is what controls the bile of your body. And the reason it's so hard to digest fat after is because bile is what breaks down fat. So just I guess my bat signal was to let y'all know, go back to the roots. And I know Renee is all about that. Go back to the roots, go back to the grounds, go back to what your ancestors did, and you'll live a lot healthier. And it's even scientifically proven that Native Americans were the first ones with type 2 diabetes here in the U.S. And we're seeing type 2 diabetes happen to minorities in the African American community and the Hispanic community all across the U.S. I think in Chicago alone, there's like 72,000 to 100,000 people with type 2 diabetes. And what it is it's proven that it's caused by when the Native Americans were living in the state of Oklahoma, and you could even look up their hospital records, they were not allowed to dance. So when you remove joy from your life, you're asking to get sick. They were not allowed to dance, which was also an exercise. You remove activity from your life, you're going to get sick. They were oppressed because of their culture. So if you're living in a place that is not celebrating you and it's just tolerating you, whether it's a family dinner table or it's a town or it's a job, whatever it is, it's going to affect you. And then all their foods were coming from Europe, no longer coming from the ground. They were controlling their diet. So when your foods are constantly coming from boxes and cans and all these things, and they're not necessarily coming from the ground, you're asking to get sick. And it was scientifically proven that it was causing metabolic syndrome. So type 2 diabetes, it's not this like magical thing that's coming from your grandparents. No, it's the fact that your lifestyle has shifted. So my bat signal is up. I got to get back to
I
bed.
love it. Oh my goodness, everyone.
Thank you, Brandon.
You are the king. All hail to Brandon. Thank you so very much. Right? I mean, we could go on and on and on with hours. I know he's in the Philippines, and thank you for allowing you to roll over in the middle of the night to wake up to hear that back signal. He got our signal, Janet. That's what he did. Now, see, if he had this, he probably would have been able to wake up.
Thank you, Brandon, and good night, my friend, amigo. Thank you.
Guys, make sure you follow Brandon, not only in the Clubhouse, but also on Instagram. You know, he's rolling out his very own YouTube channel as well. And we're going to be his #1 cheerleaders. We're going to cheer him on because he's been able to provide so much, not only healing for us, advice that has been so solid. And as he shares with us today, guys, weed yourself off of some of the medication if you can. Weed yourself off of, think about this. Chances are the reason why they give you medication is sometimes it's geared towards also probably what it is that you're eating. And next thing you know, it's like almost causing a reaction as well. So just start paying attention to your diet, paying attention to also what it is that they're giving you. Read those ingredients. Make sure if the doctor says, well, we're going to prescribe you X, Y, and Z, but what is it? What is it going to do? I always ask questions, and then I Google it also. It's really going to do what this is going to do. So make sure you are on point with looking into your health, because your health really does matter. And no one can do you better than you when it comes down to you taking care of you guys. So make sure you ask the right questions, guys. Okay. I heard you, Ms. Rose. You want to say something?
I was agreeing completely. There was a point where I was literally fed 90 tablets a day from different doctors. I wasn't viewed holistically, and I'd had enough, and I just stopped completely. And the only thing I take now, and I have to take because I've got an allergy to penicillin, and I've had sepsis, is an antibiotic once every day for the rest of my life. But I am well against medication. It just destroyed me. And I believe that the medication caused more side effects and benefits. And I mean, I was having seizures. I was like, yeah, I was a mess. And I believe that, you know, your mindset changes everything. Your mindset is health. The way you think, you know, really is everything. Your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy, and your mind can heal you. It really can. There's so much trauma that can affect your body. We know that. There's research on that. We know that's the case. But heal up here, heal in here, and yeah, really think about it before you take any medication, because it could be the worst thing. And more medication for side effects, really, we can do it ourselves. I totally got random. I did not know about the gallbladder. So I've had my gallbladder removed, and I suffer with a lot of acid reflux. So that's interesting. I'm gonna have to look more into that.
And I'll say this also, because we know there's sometimes you have to have certain types of medicine to, you know, based upon certain situations. So I want you to just know this, not to take anything away, but truly look into the ingredients, see what the side effects are, and see if this is really best based upon your blood type. Based upon your blood type, see if the doctors are providing you things that's really based upon your blood type. You know, I remember my dad, 89, 84 years of age. He wasn't even on life support, you know, as he was in the hospital, but unfortunately he was there with Alzheimer's. And of course, that's just a disease that's just, you know, it takes your mind, and you're just like a little kid again, you know. And remember, my sister told me that my dad said, "I'm tired." He said he was tired, and that was in like November. And my father, as of December 29th, he was no longer with us, and that was right prior to the pandemic. So everything happens, you know. I feel as if we can do some preventative steps, and that's what we're talking about today. What are some of the preventative steps that we're going to be willing to do? Because again, the mindset, you got to have that tough mindset. Even though that fabulous, I was thinking about that doggone the cake that not Malik, but that was Lolita. We had gone to eat the other evening, and oh my God, this carrot cake looks so scrumptious. But we already know what the side effects is for that carrot cake. Also, you know, case study said, you know, you had there was mice that they put into a room, and they had a pile of sugar as well as a pile of cocaine.
Okay.
And those mice tore the heck out of that sugar. And that's what's happening, guys. We have so many cravings for sugar. So we have to realize we have to really guard ourselves and start weaning ourselves, as well as our kids. All of those candy bars, all of those energy drinks, as well as anything that they have usually in those machines, in those vending machines, all of that is sugar. You know, find food that have expiration date on it, right? An expiration date within a week, because chances are that type of food will be healthier for your digestive system as well. Janet?
Oh my goodness, Renee. Oh, dropping so many gems. And when it comes to our health, it's so important. Just like we said, our health is our wealth. And if we're not taking care of ourselves now, what is our future self going to look like? And you know, when I was in my 20s, I really wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't cooking. Once I moved out of my house at age 18, I was eating fast foods or just grab a bag, grab a box and eat it up. But what I did do was change what I drank. And because I was breaking out, I always thought, oh, you know, teenagers, that we go through it. But the sodas, I heard that the sodas are bad for our skin. So I stopped drinking sodas. And from that day on, I didn't have acne problems anymore. So it's what you put in your body is so important. And stress. Our Sunshine Lena mentioned stress. And that is the number one thing that we can also control. That stress is in our control. We either let it trip us, or we just keep it moving. Like you always say, Renee, just keep it moving, because it'll happen. We have to, it's either how we act towards it is so important.
How we react is our choice, right?
That's
Yes.
right. Thank you, Rose.
It's actually one of our choices. Guys, we're live right here on our GW3. We're on YouTube. We're right there on Facebook, as well as we're in the Clubhouse. Go ahead on and light us up with some hearts in the chat. You know, guys, if today's segment not only have it been able to provide some value to you guys, go ahead on and let us know. Brandon, I'm so grateful he gave us that cameo. Oh my goodness, it was like right on time. You know, and that's one of the greatest things that we can still do in this world, guys. Keep showing up for each other. You just never know who may need to hear your words and bringing value. And that's what he did today. You know, I share with him, I'm ready to do a challenge with him while I'm in this 75 hard. You know, I'm getting ready to see the ladies Rose right there in Las Vegas in January. And you know, Yolanda, myself, alongside with Miss Jackie. Oh my goodness, we're talking about the whole GW3 tribe. We are coming to Vegas, but we're not coming to Vegas as ourselves. We're coming to Vegas as our new and improved selves. And with that, we're taking our responsibility of taking care of our health, right? We're working out every day, twice a day, as well as drinking the water. And, you know, it has truly been a different challenge for me this time around. When I first did the 75 hard, I think it was more geared towards the summertime. And now that we're in the winter time, you know, you work out a little bit different. And I even think your metabolism slows down a little bit more during the winter time. That's just me. I'm sure one of the experts can probably tell me the right answer about that. But of course, I'm not going outside because it's way too cold to run outside now. So I have to run inside and do my workout regimens indoors as opposed to outdoors. During the summertime, I love riding my bike. You know, I enjoy just getting out, doing some fun things as well. So I think it is true to say that your metabolism slows down during the wintertime versus the summertime because you're more outside and activity takes place. Plus the sun, our vitamin D. We don't have the vitamin D out. It's raining outside. And Rose, go right on ahead. What you got to say?
It's true though. It's really true over here, especially in winter. We wrap up and we put our woolly jumpers on, and I don't know, a woman that's not guilty of this over here will actually happily buy the next size jeans because we've got 6 months of winter and it doesn't matter because we're covered and layered, and then it gets to like coming up to summer, which we have probably about 6 weeks of, and it's oh dear, everyone starts these diets in January. It's over by mid-January. That's got to change. We've got to stick at it and keep going. It is really cold.
I know, it's like freezing cold.
And you know,
even in Vegas, it's a little chilly there right now, right, Janet?
it's a little chilly, but not really cold, snowy, chilly.
Yes.
But Rose, you were talking about a diet. You know, let's get rid of that word diet. A life change, a lifestyle.
Lifestyle change.
Our lifestyle. Because that word diet is a good or bad. I mean, you know, we go up and down with that diet word. Let's just have a better life. Oh my goodness.
Better choices. Make better choices, right? We love ourselves and we got to love what we're putting into our body and be good to ourselves.
Exactly.
We're in the process of working on a warrior's guidebook, okay? And with that warrior's guidebook, that's going to help us to stay on track, hold ourselves accountable, and with that, then also have our accountability partners right there. So Rose, look forward to seeing that because I know for sure that's what we need right now. You know, I only want the best of each and every last one of you all to reach your full potential, to do it with great health, and to do it also while you're living in great wealth. You know, that's a combination right there. But the greatest gifts that we can keep on giving is the gift of love, the gift of giving. And as we learn more things about ourselves internally, let's make sure we turn the light bulb on for others so therefore we can help them as well. You know, Rose, you said that from the very beginning. you truly want to be that person to impact humanity, and you will. You truly will. That's what GW3, that's what we're all about, the impact of humanity while we can. We love you, Rose. Let's give it
Love you guys. I made the first.
Yes.
Landon's in the house.
Yes. Well, guys, we are so excited. This is our segment right now. We're grateful to be able to talk about what the health is going on for our GW3 Live. And, you know, we're going to return right back into the clubhouse so we can continue on with deeper dives. We want to hear from you if you're on the stage. If you're not right now in the clubhouse, make sure you join us in the clubhouse with the GW3 our club room, and we are looking forward to hearing from you. Again, guys, what the health is going on? Let's do something about it. Let's make a difference, right, Miss Janet? And we want you to tune into us every day. We are in that clubhouse. We were dropping the gems this morning. Yolanda, alongside with Malika Starr, Miss Jackie Underwood, as well as Miss Blessing, they gave us such a powerful room where it relates to our inspiration as prayer warriors. And today's topic, all about healing. This whole week has been all about the healing from within. But we'd just like to thank every last one of our warriors who pour into us each and every day. Thank you, Janet, for joining us today. Thank you, Rose, for joining us today. And guys, we'll meet you up right there in the clubhouse. Say bye for now, but you know what I always say? Make sure you hold your head up and those shoulders back. It's time to go blaze the universe. The world needs another game changer, and that game changer is you. Thank you so very much for being here with us today. We'll see you guys in the house. Bye for now.